Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Rand, and I'm the managing partner at Community Capital Advisors. The following video is the fourth of four I recorded with Reggie Knox, California Farmlink's executive director. This video describes how impact investors and philanthropy can support farmers of color. We also end with a great success story of a California farmer who has changed his family's economic trajectory for generations to come. Check out other videos with Reggie for more information on food financing, supporting regional food systems, and how to address systematic racism within farming. Also, visit Community Capital Advisors US for more great interviews with impact investment leaders. Thanks so much. Again, looking forward and trying to be optimistic here, would love to hear your thoughts about the role of philanthropy as it relates to Farmlink and the food sector. Again, I think philanthropy, some foundations, some individuals have been in the food space for a while. Again, I think that there's now a renewed interest, as I've seen, in agriculture as we relate to COVID, et cetera. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, like, where can philanthropy be supportive, and and how can they support you to be innovative? Is there innovation, or is it just doing, not just, but just doing more of great things? So what do you see the role of philanthropy?
Great. Yeah, we're definitely, along with this heightened consumer interest about their local food system and where their food comes from, and buying direct from farmers. We're also seeing, more interest in the philanthropic community in supporting these local food economies, and that's really exciting. I think some of the most innovative things that we're working on right now are where we're engaging philanthropy both on the impact investment side and on the grant and philanthropic side. So, there's a growing number, and I've seen really significant increase over the last 5 years in what, your work, Mark, foundations and community foundations who are trying to take some of their capital and put it in direct impact investments. So EDFIs are, as you know, the low-hanging fruit. We're certified by the Department of Treasury. We have our financials in order, and we can put that money out on the street. We're growing quite rapidly. So in many cases, the investments in our loan fund that are typically in the 7 to 10 year range are accompanied by modest grants to subsidize our lending program and, of course, pay for our educational activities with farmers. So I think that, sometimes we're engaging with impact investors on even other kinds of credit enhancements, guarantees, or secondary markets. So there's many different ways that we can all learn together, with the impact investors, those who are providing capital for our efforts, about being creative in the use of capital.
Yeah, so just kind of diving into that, just to be clear. So an impact investor, a family office or a foundation, otherwise private foundation, community foundation, can provide Farmlink a PRI or a low interest loan for 1% or 2%, whatever it is, for 5 years, 10 years, however long. Then you take those funds, and then that's your loan capital. You take that loan capital and lend it to the farmer to buy their land. Obviously, that net interest margin, the difference between what you're receiving the loan investment for and what you're, making loans for, that's the net interest margin. That's insufficient for the most part to pay all the operational costs for Farmlink and to do all the trainings, et cetera. So a grant is helpful as well.
That's right. Well, and it's it's that earned income, the net interest margin that you spoke of, that helps to create sustainability for our organization. We have an earned income strategy with the modest interest and fees that we charge on the loans. The bottom line for that lending is not the bottom line, it's the impact that we're having, right?
Yeah.
And yes, it does require additional capital to hire the staff,
Yeah.
to do the underwriting and get those loans out, and do the education and technical assistance.
So just two quick questions. One, what's your track record? Just to give all those investors, a sigh of relief. And two, leave us with an uplifting story of one of your borrowers. I'd love to hear a story.
Okay, great. Well, we have a default rate of less than 1.2% historically. So, the education and these direct relationships have really paid off, and we feel really good about the lending that we do, and the borrowers feel good about it, and they want to repay their loans.
Yeah. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And a story, I think I can think of one Latino farmer that we started with probably 7 or 8 years ago. The first loan must have been, 10,000, and then this is a pretty common story. There's more than one that followed this general pattern. Maybe the next season it's 25,000, and then they've got a little bit of a track record with Farmlink. We've got a relationship established, and now they're going to go from that initial 5 acres and lease another 10 or 20. So in the case of this one farmer that I'm thinking of, Javier, he was able to, within a period of about 6 or 7 years, purchase his own farm. The Elkhorn Slough Foundation was involved in an easement on that piece of property that made it more affordable. The property has valuable conservation lands within it. So I think it's 130 acres or so, but only 60 acres or so that are arable. And he is now he has some small leases to other small farmers who he's mentoring and providing opportunity to. And his business has grown into a quite successful venture.
Yeah, and changed his family's trajectory for generations to come. And that land will be preserved for food forever, I assume. Right. Just curious, do you have any sense of how many people are employed on that land?
I would say probably 15 or 20.
That's great. That's great. Well, that gives me hope.
The other folks who are leasing from him also are not included in the his number of employees, and
so even larger. Yeah,
something like that.